Hey, this is Lala Madness, and you're tuning in to another episode of The Fierce Review. And you know where to reach me at on all social media platforms at Lala Madness. Also, check out all of my videos on YouTube because there's lots now. And also, you can find my podcast on Spotify and also the Anchor platforms as well. And if you prefer to email me or have any comments or questions or show ideas, you can email me at lmfiercereview@gmail.com. And in this show, we'll actually be talking about Alex from Black Ink Crew, New York, because there's a couple now. There's Black Ink Crew, New York, Chicago, and Compton. So this is actually about Caesar and Teddy and Alex from Black Ink Crew, New York. And basically, Alex is suing Caesar and Teddy for $1 million. So let's talk about it. Now, in October of 2018, Young Bae was actually having a pre-wedding party because she was supposed to be getting married to the guy that she got pregnant by, who I believe in the current season now, they're actually kind of on the rocks and possibly getting breaking up or getting a divorce or whatever have you, because I think they did end up getting married later on, but at that time they did not. It was the pre-wedding party. So, um, and this was in October 2018, and basically Teddy and Caesar jumped Alex over a beef that they actually had with Donna, who is Alex's girlfriend. So the beef actually had nothing to do with Alex himself, which, so why the hell? So because Caesar couldn't beat Donna's ass because she's a female, he took it upon himself to fight her dude who was Alex, which was some dumbass shit. Okay. I think that's absolutely ignorant because the beef needed to stay between him and also and her, and they needed to squash that between themselves, and it shouldn't have involved Teddy or her boyfriend at all from the beginning because neither one of them had anything to do with the beef between Donna and Caesar. Okay, which Donna is Caesar is the owner and Donna is an employee, or was at that time. She's no longer there. Okay, so Alex and Donna basically, as soon as they came in, Caesar basically charged Alex after a few words were said back and forth, and Teddy actually jumped in. Now, this is the killer part. Okay, follow me, because if you haven't seen the show, I'm sure you probably will see it at some point in time. Alex is about 5'5" at the most, in my opinion, because I'm 5'2". Alex is small and he weighed probably 150 pounds at the most. Okay, he's not a big guy whatsoever. So Caesar and Teddy are both at least 200 pounds apiece. Like, they not nowhere in the ones anything, in my opinion. And I need both of them to get on scale so they could prove me wrong if I'm wrong on that. But if you've seen the show, you know they some big ass dudes. Okay, so they had no reason having to jump this guy for any reason, regardless of whether they was beefing with his girlfriend or not. That was stupid. Okay, so once they jumped him or whatever, they ended up fighting him on the table. There's footage of it online because they happened to do it while the cameras was rolling. So you know there's actually going to be a whole lot going on there where you can film it, pull it up later on and see exactly what happened. And these motherfuckers played it back and forth, had slow-mo and everything going on. So see it once, see it twice. They now still replaying it. Every time they bring up the incident, they're playing it again. So you can get a good view of what the hell is happening and how they straight beat this man's ass. They beat his ass all on the table broke, and some more shit. So at the end of the day, both of they big asses jumped this little bitty ass 150-pound man. Okay, just to be clear on that. Now they ended up, once they did end up fighting on the table, the camera crew actually, like I said, captured everything. He ended up going to the doctor afterwards, maybe like a couple days afterwards, because he ended up not feeling good, or he was hurting, in pain or whatnot. It had back damage done to his back. So the doctors actually told him that he had a tendon and ligament damage done to his back from the actual incident. Okay, this all stems from that. It's not anything previous. You know, they pull that old pre-existing condition shit. It wasn't pre-existing shit. It happened then at the time that the fight broke out a couple days prior to. Now, they told the doctors did tell him that he was going to have to undergo physical therapy, and also he could no longer sit long enough to do a tattoo, which is going to fuck up his money. And we know How people are about not being able to make their damn money. How I'm supposed to support my family, take care of my whole chick that he got, because him and Donna's together now. He got a child he has to support and feed and pay child support to and pay some daycare and all kind of shit. He was speaking on during the show that he wasn't going to be able to pay for certain things that he needed to do that usually he would take care of to take care of his child. So now basically this is fucking him up financially, because what he does for a living involves him sitting on his ass to do a tattoo for a certain amount of time. And you can't really, tell if a client is coming in to get a small, 30-minute tattoo, or if they getting some big ass shit where you gonna have to, it's gonna be a minute. Like, we're gonna be here like maybe 2 hours doing this. That depends on the amount of work that needs to be done. So they basically fucked this man's life up and fucked up his money at the same time. And one thing you don't do is fuck with a nigga pockets. We all know this. And that's what they did, because they big asses jumped that little bitty ass man. So now, Caesar actually even had investigators follow him because Donna had brought it to Caesar that they fucked up his back. He didn't believe her. So he hired his own private investigator. Okay, so some of that money he got that he was making, okay, which that's what he needed to do then. Since he had it, he needed to spend it to find out, I guess, if Alex really was injured. Okay, so come to find out, the investigator told him, yes, he really was injured. So at the time, you done fucked up this man back for real, for real. It wasn't just, oh, he just playing to get a check. But guess what? He is going to get a check. Because Caesar actually apologized to him and admitted. So one thing, to not doing a lawsuit, or when a lawsuit is possibly going to happen or present or lurking in the background, you don't admit to fault or wrongdoing. We all know that. You don't admit to fault. It say that shit on your damn insurance card. Don't admit to fault. Just sit there and wait for the folks to come. Let them give you the report and keep it pushing. You don't admit and be like, oh yeah, I turned directly in front of that bitch and fucked her car up. No, you fight that shit. Okay. Whether you was wrong or not, you don't admit it. Well, his dumb ass on camera, just like how the fight happened on camera, his dumb ass took it upon himself to apologize and express a little regret for what he did, which is starting a fight. And then Teddy dumbass jumped in it as well. And they was kind of scared and shaking in their boots at the time, also trying to figure out if a lawsuit was going to come out of it. Now, due to Alex being permanently disabled, which is what the doctor said, because he has to go through all this physical therapy and they don't know if he'll actually be able to tattoo again, which is what they told him, and the pain that he's suffering, he decided to sue their ass for $1 million. So he did drop the lawsuit. And all I have to say is, C's, I hope that you were smart enough with all them, private investigators you was hiring. I hope one of them told you about how you need to have business insurance. And I hope that it covers the minimum that you need to have, which is $1 million for incidences like this. So you about to max out your whole policy. Your policy gonna go the fuck up. And you need to pay that man his whole $1 million, because not only is it for damages for the pain, suffering, and him missing money, but now he got to go through physical therapy. You need to pay for all of that. Because who gonna catch them doctor bills? You. Now, I hope that few minutes of on tape and your little moment of shine and glory was worth it, because now that $1 million, your insurance need to unask, or hopefully you did enough seasons. If you wasn't smart enough to have business insurance, you've done enough seasons. You opened up several shops in various cities, and you need to pull some resources, pull it on in from all of them, and you need to go ahead and pay that $1 million. And it might be more than that, because he's going to tack in some legal fees and some more shit. People don't just sue for just what they asking for. Oh no, they're going to put in legal fees, this fee, that fee, all the fees that go along with that. So it's going to be more than $1 million, or they going to end up settling. If he's smart, he can try to get the dude to settle for less than that. But being he has a good case, because it's been played over and over and over again on how they beat the shit out of him, and when his back ended up on the table when the table broke and they jumped on him then as well, then he has plenty of footage. He even got the fact that the man went around and had the private investigator and all of this to admit as well, and then admitted through self-admission that he did the shit and he felt sorry about it, which means you could feel sorry about your pockets and how they gonna be a little short paying this man his $1 million. So Caesar from Black Ink Crew and Teddy are both together as a collaboration, since they collaborated and whooped his ass. can pay for this situation. Now, this is what I find interesting. And I'm going to say it because only I can and I don't give a damn. Now, many people on this show have had fights. I hate this little one piece of hair. Okay. Now, many people that have fights on this show, they constantly, every other episode, it's a fight. Period. Whether it's the dudes fighting, whether it's the chicks fighting. Nobody has ever sued over a fight because, you from the hood, you from the street. You have a fight, you just have a fight. You either get your ass whooped or you don't. That's kind of how they go. Ain't nobody calling trying to sue you and no shit like that. But being you permanently fucked him up, and Alex is not about that life. Like, he ain't no street nigga. So therefore, he's going to sue you with his team of lawyers, which is exactly what he need to do because he's definitely due his just deserves on the fact that you fucked this man back up and you permanently fucked up his money. It might not be permanently fucked up if the physical therapy works, but right now, you fucked him up. And you need to go ahead and cash his ass out. And hopefully, you actually smart enough, like I said, to have that damn business insurance. And if you're not, then you need to pull that shit out of your stores. Period. At the end of the day, it's called being prepared for liabilities. And your ass is apparently, you and your cousin, because Teddy supposed to be his cousin, is a fucking walking liability. You need to have insurance on all them motherfuckers. Because every time I turn around, they always get into a fight. And I ain't gonna lie, I watch it because I like good entertainment, which is bullshit like that. Yes, I do. Which is kind of like why I'm talking to y'all about it. Because I watch it. So I've been watching it from the first season when all the fuckery was going down. But now they need ratings. So they just doing shit. And that, like, Caesar is very immature. I don't give a fuck. He just had his 40th birthday party. And he's immature as hell to try to fight a man over having beef with his woman. Like, the dude didn't have nothing to do with it. And clearly, Alex is not about that life. You made him about that life when you beat his ass on the table. And now he about to make you about his life and show you what them lawyers hitting like. Because that's what's happening. So get your little $1 million together. Let me know. Drop your comments. Also support me on Spotify and Anchor as far as my podcast go. And also email me if you like it, lmfiercereview@gmail.com. And this is Lala Madness. I'm out.